IRL. Remember that you don't want to do the second one.
Yep.
Would you like to?
I'll jump up. I'm Dale Wickizer. I am, this is my first visit to Million Cups here. I was a member in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm recently launching my own business, business consulting. So I'm excited to be out here and love Million Cups. So was grateful to find it out here as well. So and it's a real rowdy bunch. I love that. I love it. It's great energy.
It's especially rowdier today.
Yeah.
It's you know, like horses. It's like horses in the wind.
Because of the wind. Because of the wind.
No, it's Leandra, she's all feisty.
I know.
Everyone
That's
else.
because I had to do everything this morning. I was like, got it. Got it. Okay. So I am Leandra Foster. My company is Alon Life Consulting. I would like to thank me and my company for providing your coffee this morning.
Thank you.
And on that note, we are looking for a new coffee sponsor because once that coffee's out, y'all are out. So if anybody wants to find that, you can go to local coffee shops and pick it up and bring it. You can make it yourself. I'm happy to leave my coffee maker for you to make it. As I said, when my daughter goes to kindergarten this fall, I won't have a reason to be here early, so I'll be rolling in at like 8:57. I'm lucky. Better, hopefully not 9:02. And we want to thank Elevations Credit Union for letting us use this space every week. So that is our thanks. What community events do we have coming up?
So the series that I talked about is 4 webinars this year that are getting progressively deeper into creating and producing virtual events. So it's 4 different webinars. The first one was going to be tomorrow, but it's now got moved to April 13th, which is a Wednesday. And then the second one will be in May. And then the next one after that will be July and then September. So, you know, whenever you want to step in, they're all free and you register on the chamber website.
They're all the same or they're a series?
They're a series, but you don't necessarily, they build on each other, but you don't like have to attend the first one to make sense of the second one. They're reasonably independent. So fcchamber.org.
Anything else going on at the chamber that we should know about?
There's always stuff going on at the chamber. It's ridiculous. So,
That's good.
well, I mean, you know, there's always the Tuesday and Thursday morning red carpet receptions, still pretty active in that. And that's always a fantastic way to meet business owners around the city in all kinds of industries, which is why I go to it. They're also doing their, they had a celebration that they split into 2 parts this year. So they did the virtual part a few weeks ago, and then I think the in-person part is still coming up next week, something like that. I have to look up the date, but.
What else do we need to know about in the community?
O'Brien has
Brian's
something.
got his hand up.
If y'all are interested in hearing the thoughts and the fun confirmation process of the next Supreme Court Justice, those are ongoing. I haven't been able to watch as much as I would like, but Ms. Jackson has been doing fairly well. So lots of interesting things with that.
I've learned a lot about the judicial system from this. This is really interesting.
She is probably the best nominee we've had in a while. I think she has the most judicial experience of over half of the current seated court. So she is well qualified.
Okay, so on the coffee sponsor thing, we might have to go to bigger pots. This is so exciting to have so many people here. I'm like, oh, shoot, we're out of coffee already. So great. Any other community events that we need to know about?
Food Coins Art Museum will be opening a big fundraiser. I'm just checking. I think it's April 1st. They have annual what they call mask exhibition, partially sponsored by Center of Colorado. But the idea is that artists are bringing the masks, it's auction, and then all money goes towards museum. And one of masks is made by me, so.
Hey, congratulations.
All right. Okay, well, let's get started with our first speaker today. We've got Sue, sorry, I wrote these things down. Sue Sutton with Crackadon Pirate Radio. Oh my gosh, I've been so busy getting everything set up that I didn't get your fun fact.
Probably the weirdest fact is that I probably hold the record for the most Cub Scout radio tours ever.
There you go.
I always got that job because I'm a mom, so I'm good with kids.
Excellent. Okay, well, I'll let you come up here and do this. Marcus, do you want to time and all this?
I already made more coffee.
Oh, you did?
Well, the machine's making more coffee.
Start.
I have to push a button.
I don't know.
This is very important stuff. I
Yeah,
understand
right.
that. No, it is. I get up really early. so.
Looks like it's full.
Oh, is
It's
it?
making noises.
Okay.
Well, this is interesting because normally I'm in a tiny little room at the Key Bank Tower talking to myself. So if I faint, somebody just pick me back up. It'll be fine.
We went to the penthouse.
When did you move from the Drake Center?
2018.
Oh, okay.
And
Pretty
we've
recent.
moved twice since you've been there. We've moved to the Key Bank Tower and now we've got our own room,
Oh,
our own
nice.
office and everything. So,
Yeah, they went to the penthouse from the basement.
yeah, exactly.
Didn't know what to do with the window.
Yeah. Windows.
Yeah, we now see the mountains instead of people's feet. That was a nice move. The trees were getting too tall. We're already having trouble broadcasting, so. All right, I guess I'll share my screen. I think so. Let's see how well I do with technology here.
Yep.
Everybody see my screen? Oh, yeah, there it is. Can I make that bigger?
You
Well,
can
go
do
in the slideshow
slideshow in
mode.
the top right corner
Slideshow.
next to the yellow share buttons.
Big.
In the way of myself. Ah, there we go. Okay. Beautiful.
So I'll give you a warning at 5.
Okay. Well, I live my life in 30-second increments, so this should be pretty easy to stay. All right, so I'm Sue Sutton from Pirate Radio. Pirate Radio is an oldie station here in Fort Collins. They're owned by a local family. They have one in Greeley and one here in Fort Collins. I've been at this station since 2013 doing the morning show. I used to have a partner. He has since passed away in December. And I miss him. So there's that. But soldiering on, keeping the ship upright for the most part. My little ask here is free 5 to 7 minute radio interviews. A couple of you here in the building, I don't know about anybody up in the Zoomers category have been on my radio station, but I know Carl's been on, John's been on. Anybody else been on the morning show with me?
Sydney Skalicki. Been on.
Well, you should, if you haven't been on, you need to come on because we do offer a 5 to 7 minute interview for free for your business. And we're local, we're a nonprofit, and that's what we specialize in, is helping other local entrepreneurs, business people to get the word out about themselves. There is no catch. We'd love to have you sponsor. Of course, we need to keep the lights on just like everybody, but you're free to share your business on air with that free interview, and that's it. That's all you have to do. You can give radio advertising a try if you want to, promote your nonprofit group or event for free anytime you want to. If you're doing anything that helps the community, I want to know about it. I want to get you on my radio program and help you promote and be successful on that. We're located at 93.5 FM and in Loveland at 104.7 FM, parts of Loveland. We're a low power FM, so we have a couple of sticks around town to kind of help us because we don't have a, we're not 50,000 in an area where you can hear us on your terrestrial radio. Pirate935.com is one place that you can go and use the app there. Or I like Simple Radio because it's exactly what it says. It's simple. It's real easy to find us. Just look for the little logo that you see there and just download it onto your computer or on your phone. And you can listen anytime you want. And of course, we'd love you to tell your friends about what you saw here today. Like I mentioned, locally owned community radio, Fort Collins and Loveland, educationally licensed, and it's been on the air since 2012. I got there 2013 and started the morning show from scratch, which is a little scary because you got to make it all up yourself, but it's been a lot of fun. I love radio. I've been in radio for a really long time. We have our oldie station spans 50 years of chart-topping music. Who we reach is, generally speaking, I mean, there's some greatest generation, silent generation, but mostly we try to target boomers, Gen Xers, and now millennials, because they're looking for different things and they love the oldie stuff. Everything that's old is new again. So we play a lot of great music. The morning show is just really fun and it's clean. If you have small kids, you can listen in the morning. You don't have to worry about diving through your dial or having to explain something awkward on the way to school. Again, we talk about community service. We are community oriented. That's my favorite part of being in radio, is being a part of the community. I've lived here since 1988, and this area is so great about stepping up and donating and volunteering and doing all those things. So we try to do that as well, because I love to do that. This is just a small sample of some of the groups that we've helped. We'd love to have you on there as well if you have a favorite group. Businesses, this is a few of the businesses that we have as sponsors on our station. You have to call them sponsors because we're nonprofit educationally licensed. But you will also get the free 5 to 7 minute interview with no obligation. Reasonable pricing. We don't reach as many people, but our people are very loyal to locals. So we can offer pennies on the dollar compared to the big stations. No long-term contracts, any of that. Copywriting, audio production always included, social media posts. I'm trying. I'm right on that Gen X boomer thing, and I'm trying to keep up with that. A little bit about me. I am your cruise director. I'm on in the morning from 6 to 9. I have several features. The Big Band Boogie Breakfast, if you like big band music. I sort of combine what was in the 40s, 30s, 50s with some of the big bands that are out now. You know, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, that kind of thing. 5 random facts are always fun because I never know where they're coming from, and they're sometimes weird, and they're probably real because, of course, you know, the internet doesn't lie. But and then the joke of the day at 8:30. Although I didn't do one today because I had to be here, so it'll be on Facebook later. Some of our weekly features include local business and public service interviews, like I mentioned. Pirate Pet Pal of the Week, one of my favorites, is on Tuesday mornings at 8:05. We find a local organization that is rescuing pets, and if you have one, let me know so I can add them to the roster. We do Broncos reports during Broncos season, and then we have Rockies reports during baseball season. Is there going to be baseball season? Did they decide?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
It's
good.
fun.
That's what I thought I heard, but I count on my Rockies reporter to fill me in on that. That way I don't have to think. That's one less thing for me to think about. These are just a few of the people since January that have come on the station with me, talking about a variety of different things, you know, whatever they do or whatever they're supporting in. And let's see, I'm pretty proud of this as the only live person on this radio station right now. And the only reason for that is we are independent contractors, so I have to do my own sales, which was interesting when I first started because I'd never done that. But I'm it. You know, I'm your salesperson, I'm your morning show person, I'm everything. And I was very proud of the fact that in 2020 and 2021, I got us to second place in the Best of NOCO survey, which is amazing because all my other radio people, you know, they're always gunning for me. So I'm just happy to be there. And I've been a longtime radio person. When I added this up, I'm like, wow, 4 decades and 2 centuries. Okay, it's only been 35 years, but when you count, you know, starting in the 80s and now, that's how that works. This is just a run of some of the stations I've been around. Mostly here in Northern Colorado. I did get my start in San Diego, Oceanside, California, and then moved here for a boy who I've since married and have 2 boys with. So again, I'd love to have you share your business with the free interview. Take advantage of that. I have business cards and stickers for your vehicle or whatever. And it has the coupon on the back. So don't forget to take advantage of that. Because again, this is the hardest sell you're going to get. Become a sponsor if you're interested. Give radio a try, or if you know it works for your particular business, we'd love to have you come aboard. You can promote your nonprofit or event for free anytime. Just let me know. And again, there's you'll see on the screen how you can get, how you can dial us in. All right, this is just for fun. Before he was famous, can you guess who the voice coach is?
Take away the hair.
Anybody a country fan? Yeah, Blake Shelton. When I worked at K99, he had to hunch over because we were in an RV and he's so tall. And that was when Old Red was first. He was just about to break nationwide back then. So that was pretty exciting to be able to meet him and quite a few other stars. The other one I like to brag about is Keith Urban, my favorite. And one of the things I always like to say is always be yourself unless you can be a pirate, and then be a pirate. Yo ho, yo ho, a pirate's life for me. And that's me and my station. Questions?
Yeah, so what feedback are you looking for? What would help you out?
Basically, again, since I mentioned that I'm the chief cook and bottle washer, I do everything at that particular station because other DJs don't want to have to do their own sales. So I'm really the only live person there right now. So I got to keep the lights on. So I have to do a lot of different things. I have to do social media, I have to come out and do groups like this, and keep all of that stuff going to be successful and to make some money. We all want to make money, right? I don't own the station, so nonprofit, not my gig. I want to be able to drive over here from Greeley every day to do my show. So I'm actually looking for people who are interested in, first of all, taking advantage of the free interview and seeing if they like my vibe, they like the station vibe, and if they want to try advertising. That's great, and it's really reasonable. We don't have any long-term contracts. 3 months is all we ask for you to give it a try, because people, and you guys probably know this, when you listen to radio, you're sort of half listening. So if you don't need a roof right now, but then you do, you're like, wait a minute, who's that roofer I just was hearing about, and where did I hear that? So that's one of those things, and radio is kind of great for that because it's sort of passive. And how we run our station is there's a couple of commercials here and there throughout each hour, and you don't even know that you're really listening to an ad because it's more calm. You don't hear anybody yelling at you to do, go, see, buy, which is fine. That's how you get people in your place. But it's also nice that it sort of gets in there without anybody knowing. And it doesn't yell at you, so that you notice, who's yelling at me? Stop it. We get it. It's a job hazard. So that's kind of how that works.
Question, are the interviews kind of mixed in throughout the music throughout the day, or when?
It's usually on my show. If you can't come live in the morning, I try to do live because the great thing about our listeners is that they, first of all, love to hear from other people in the community because they'll probably say, oh, I know that person. Or they hear the passion in whatever it is you're talking about. And they can feel that. There's something about listening to someone talk about what they love or their business or things like that that really gets people going.
Let me rephrase the question. When should I tune in to hear?
Sorry. In the mornings, I usually run my interviews at either 7:45 a.m. or 8:15-ish. Everything's ish around there. But that's usually when I have my interviews on.
So I have a question. Would you rather be a salesperson or a DJ?
Oh, DJ by far.
And so, like, that's the question I would pose to you is like, where is the hesitancy to actually have a salesperson for you, like, to do that for you?
Well, because that's how I make my money.
What do you mean?
I get a little stipend, gas money and tips every month from the owners. But to make money, I have to do sales because they're a nonprofit. So that's sort of what I have to do. And one of the things that appealed to me about that, other than being scared to death when I agreed to it, was, all right, nobody gets to tell me that I'm only worth $11 an hour or $12 an hour or $8 an hour or whatever it is they decide that day from the big corporate stations. I worked for all of them, and that's what they do because they know we all love it. So it's like a heroin fix. Yeah, I'll do it for free.
So I've actually got quite a few questions on that. So when, which one do I want to start with? So is this sort of like public radio where if you pay for advertising, it's actually more of a donation, or you're paying for advertising, or how does that work?
Well, we're like one step closer to commercial than, like, let's say NPR or maybe even KRFC. I'm not really sure how they do this. They have to call you a sponsor. Right. But you can't be an advertiser when it's an educationally licensed station. And one of the reasons that our ads are a little more calm or quiet or, just more fun and educational is that they have to be that way. We can't tell people what to do. We can't give you, you can't compare yourself. My store's better than so-and-so's store. We can't do that. Most people don't want to do that anyway. But then what's the other thing? I always forget the third thing. And we can't give prices or anything like that. And we can't, like, I remember when we first started, they were like, how are we going to tell people where to go to find whatever item? Because, we're used to call, sell, buy, do now, you can't do the sense of urgency. It's more about educating people. If you tell somebody, here's my website, chances are they'll go, oh, I bet you I could go there and find out what I need. So that has become a lot easier, and it's more appealing to most people. Like if you're in the car and the music ends and somebody starts talking, I know, I get it. Then you're looking for the next bit of music. But if somebody's got music with their ad, then you're more likely just to stick around. Like, oh, is that an ad? I don't know.
Bill?
I'm a listener of your station.
Oh, good.
I get 2 stations on my car. You're one
Excellent.
of them. So I go back and forth. But my question is, what do you think your listenership is? How many people do you reach typically?
Well, the morning show, we can't afford the what used to be Arbitron, but now it's Nielsen, like the TV ratings. We can't afford that. It's thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars every year to do that. So every once in a while, the owners will pay for a phone survey, which I don't know if anybody even answers those anymore. I know I don't. But based on the last survey, we thought we had between 15 and 18,000 people listening to the morning show, because people are getting up, they're getting ready, they're getting their kids ready. Their structure, we have news and weather and that kind of stuff. So, and then the rest of the day is usually, maybe 12 to 15 throughout the day. And that's as close as I can get for you.
All right. Well, thank you.
It's like the pirate code. It's general guidelines.
All right, well, thank you, Sue.
Thank you.
We get a hold of you if we want to do the time slot.
All you have to do is just grab one of my business cards, send me an email. I like emails better than phone calls because I have a weird schedule. I get up at 3 a.m. and go to bed probably like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, for a nap. So I'm not your normal phone call person. You can call me, but leave a message. Don't.
And it's a great interview. I mean, I'd totally suggest that the two of you do that.
Yeah.
People
Heck
would
yeah.
notice.
Yeah.
People would. I was shocked. I had my interview and somebody talked to me that afternoon and said, I heard you on the radio
I
this
know,
morning.
isn't
It's
it
like,
fun?
Really?
Never had so
How cool is that?
Yeah, that's your.
All right, well,
I
go
think
grab your
that's,
second cup of
it's-
coffee
it's
since Marcus
exactly-
made a new
Yeah.
pot. And we'll get Joe lined up here and you can have two minutes of chatting.
And whistling, and then whistling.
Yeah, and then if you get too rowdy, I'll whistle.
The old one was a little bit more loosey-goosey.
Well, it depends on what the subject.
I guess I don't want to offend anybody on the call, but some people are more straight edge.
Yeah.
Around it.
Don't know.
It's on the left-hand side.
They're doing some work on my thing, and there was some matter last year. Well, we'll see. I'll go see.
But yeah,
I just don't want the numbers.
Beyond that.
So, like, I'm so excited.
Okay, now we can.
That might be.
out.
I don't know.
It was a big company. Yeah, we left there. Like I said, jumped to fan to the archive.
No, you-
And then I ran off.
And then
Oh.
Susie was
Yeah.
But you know, I was like,
And I ended up jumping on. Fairly shortly after.
Yes,
And then sold it for 8 figures. Versus. And so yeah, then we got rolled into.
You got like your hand shaking now. or- Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? How far see my paranoia on whether or not.
I have, you know, it's like a.
No, I hear you. Mark versus Marcus.
Yeah.
I'll trust that crazy
I will,
son of a
I
bitch.
will. Yeah. That's why I don't do it.
Yeah, it's in there. It's kind of like what we're talking about.
Now they're all in. on it.
How are you?
She's a pro. She's been doing this.
Well, and also, you know, I've got some nonprofits that needs to be promoted this year. It's like,
That's right.
yeah, because, you know, we totally can't afford to buy. The Colorado one is getting
So you're in it?
Oh, yeah.
No, that's the other nice thing about it.
So what do you?
They're there.
Now I'm out of
I'm gonna
it.
go and buy that.
Thank you very much.
All right, back to your seats, back to your seats.
Good job. Yes, yes, yes.
I have to.
Hey,
Yeah, I have to be.
you know,
Yeah.
Wow.
Sure, that was good.
Just full of
Yes,
rules
they would.
today.
We know.
Oh.
I just make them up as I go. All right, we have got Joe Slatter from Better Practice Digital, and he sent me 3 fun facts, so I had to choose which one I liked best, and there was one that I liked best. Oh, Slater. Did I say Slater?
Oh, is that right?
They never go.
Hey, can I offer a suggestion for the online folks?
Yes.
Is it possible to have us in a breakout room? Because like, while all the folks are
Oh, that's a
talking
great
like
idea.
in person, it's kind of hard for us online to chat.
Yes,
That's a
that
great
is a great idea. Thank you. Marcus?
I love hearing y'all's conversation, but
You feel left out.
Marcus, don't forget to stop recording for this one.
Actually, it's okay. I've rearranged things and got it for my own issues, so we can let the recording.
Okay, Joe Slater, I said it wrong because my chat was down here. My apologies. Anyhow, the fun fact that I want to hear about, Joe, is curing your hiccups with a thought, because I've had the hiccups a bunch lately and it's really annoying.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I can't help you with that one. The only other 2 people I know how to do it came from me. They're both my kids. So I don't know if it's genetic training, whatever it is. But I can tell you that it requires intentional thought, which we're going to talk about a little bit with better practice too. So it does come in handy though, doesn't it?
It does. I've had them like 3 times lately. It's been so annoying. So I will let you get started and I'll stick my hand up at 5 as long as I'm watching my clock.
All right, and I'm going to start a timer here so that my watch buzzes so that I don't run over. First of all, thank you guys all for the invitation and for just allowing me to present and get some feedback. My name is Joe Slater. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Better Practice. Better Practice Digital is a new thing. Better Practice has been around for about 10 years. We are seeking luminaries for our new product, which is digital, and that's what I'm going to show you today. As far as feedback, what I really appreciate from all of you is anything that you can give me on like clarity of our positioning. That's very important to us. This is the first time anyone has seen this deck that wasn't a friendly. Not that y'all aren't friendly, but here. Number two, how compelling the value proposition is from your perspective. That's what we're looking for. And number three, general attractiveness. And I don't mean mine. I mean the deck and the offering and so forth. Otherwise, that could go terribly wrong. I'm very happy to say the last time we tried to do something like this, we were actually looking for funding. We're not looking for funding anymore. We're looking for a couple of big clients. And by big, we mean 100 people or more. We work with a lot of small organizations. We work with a few big organizations. You'll see some of those in the deck today, but we're looking for luminaries that are willing to partner with us. And we'll be sharing that proposition here at the very end. I wanted to start with a little bit of an origin story because it does provide some context for how we got here. And this is me, right? These are all clients of mine over the last long time, 30 years. Started with 9X in New York, straight out of school. A bunch of finance people asked me to reconcile the billing system of New York's mobile telecom system in a weekend. They had a team of 15 financial analysts that it was taking a week. They said, can you figure out a way to do that faster? They were working with a sampling of bills. Long story short, we were able to reconcile all of their bills in 7 minutes, right before I left for a project for Germany. And that's the D2 Mannesmann that you see on there. So I'm on the plane, flying to Germany right after the longest day of my life, finishing that project for 9X. And I'm thinking to myself, I am so grateful that I heard there's going to be some English speakers on my team because I know I'm going into an international environment. I don't speak much of another language. I can understand German a little bit, wasn't really into speaking, and I was so excited there are going to be some English speakers on my team. The cool thing is, that's not where the misunderstandings were. It was exactly upside down. I had more misunderstandings with the English speakers, the native speakers, than I did with the others. And as a systems guy at the time, I was a systems analyst writing code. I started looking at collaborative systems as a system. So I'm looking at how people are interacting to each other as if it's an information system, as if as if there's technology behind it. And as you can see here on the slide, a lot of big companies, highly technologically focused companies, international companies, over the next 20 years, I got a whole lot of experience to see how collaborative systems work. So first, the good news, and I became kind of a collaboration nerd over the course of that time. The good news is collaboration is awesome. Like, not just awesome because it's more fun and satisfying, but companies that have collaborative environments perform are 5 times more likely to be high performing. And some of those statistics on the right also very interesting, right? People who are primed to act collaboratively, that doesn't even mean they were trained. They were just given a mindset before the study, hey, we're looking for people who collaborate and so forth. We want you to take that mindset. They were able to stick to their tasks 64% longer, higher engagement levels, lower fatigue, and higher success rates. So that's the good news. Here's the bad news. Only 20% of employees are engaged at work. This is a problem. And this was in 2021 from the Gallup study. Now, obviously, COVID had something to do with that. People being stuck in remote situations had something to do with that. But that's not going away. We might be bringing some people back, but this idea of working across borders and time zones and locations, that's not going away. This is a problem that we're going to have, or an opportunity, depending on how you look at it, for some time to come. So we have a new offering on top of our normal Better Practice good stuff that is digital. And we're aiming this specifically at organizations that are reliant on collaboration. Not that, oh my gosh, if we have it, that's a good thing. But if we don't have good collaboration, our business is sunk. This collaboration is happening increasingly across time zones, cultures, ways of working, all this remote stuff, right? This is the reality that we're living in today. Better Practice Digital is a smartphone optimized app that radically improves decision-making right at the point of performance. So imagine you've got people able to make better decisions faster without asking permission. They don't have to call somebody up. They don't have to get a Zoom. They can actually work better. This is different from a lot of the professional learning apps that are out there today. You know, you can get some good stuff through TED. but it doesn't stick. You can get great stuff through good corporate training, but it tends not to stick. It tends to be very expensive, and it tends to focus mostly on high performers or emerging leaders in that type of group. What we're offering has ripples of impact. The teams that are using better practice today are reporting increased autonomy, performance, and satisfaction. This leads to simultaneous improvements in both efficiency and effectiveness. People feel better. Everyone does. The leaders do, the folks doing the work do, everybody in between is getting a lot more satisfaction out of their work. And this isn't me talking. These are current clients. These are the people that are using better practice today. We have some absolute raving fans. These are also not small organizations. So we've only been able to touch a slice. We want to go large. We want to get this out to all of the organizations. And we're doing that through digital, trustworthy, data-driven, self-guided, bite-sized content that's designed to support improvement over time that you can sustain long after the event. We're designed for success, actionable insights derived directly from the user's data, tools for practical application, learning adventures that give you that sense that you're part of a journey. It's not an event, it's a journey. And then connecting all those users with each other to strengthen collaboration and accelerate improvement. I'd like to.
Lots of hands up here in the room. So
Thank you.
I'll go to my left to right. So Eric.
Yeah, interesting presentation. I mean, caught my attention. I've worked at MindBody for 5.5 years, a while back. So I've been in a large company. And then since then was also in another 2,000 plus global company. And we used all kinds of tools to connect. So I didn't quite understand, to be honest, where this fit in. I think a use case story would have been interesting, you know, to get more specific of a team that had a problem and you came in and solved that problem. Because otherwise, I mean, yes, solving engagement is huge, but I have no idea how you're doing that.
Love it. And if you'd like to connect offline with stories, I got a whole truckload full of them. Great feedback. Thank you.
Of course.
Beth.
So I don't know anything about your business, but I have to say with that first slide, I thought you were a doctor and you were talking about practice. So I think between your logo, you need to be clear in terms of what you guys do right up front. Don't assume people know what luminaries are. And I think that ditto to the feedback you just got. And I think the other thing I'd say in terms of your slide deck, you need to use more pictures and less words. Because if I'm in the back of the room and I've got a lot of money to invest in you, or I want to know more, I don't know enough. How's that? And it needs to be more, it needs
Thank
to
you very
be
much.
more in your, I wouldn't say in your face, but use words judiciously, use pictures and talk about, it's easier for people to understand diagrams.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Carl.
Yeah, I concur, and I was thinking about that as well. What I was seeking was like a use case scenario to start off with, to say, okay, these real people used this and this is how they used it and then what that did for them. And I think that would bring a lot of this together because there were a lot of great words, you know, made a lot of great claims that sound exciting and all of that, but I don't still have a picture in my mind of like, so if I had a team, like what would we actually be doing with this? You know, so I think doing that up front would then help the rest of it to hang together.
Excellent. Thank you.
Bill.
Yeah, I want to ditto, just so he knows that I think we all feel the same way about seeing a use case. What does this really do? That was comment one. The other comment was about the example you were going for. It sounded like working with the European folks, there was less collaboration problems than the English speaking folks. That's what I was hearing. But I'm not, and actually I've experienced the same thing, but I never heard the follow on to that. Why? Well, why was that was the case?
Let me go Tatiana up here.
Yeah, just a couple of things. I really enjoyed presentation and it really sounds for me as a person who works remotely as an amazing tool. My question, again, if it's relate to your product, because I don't know much about product, you made mention about competitors, if they are competitors. I know about Trello and Slack, that for kind of like project management for those who work remotely. As I understand this, the other people commented on the same things. Maybe to see couple, you're showing phone, right? Screenshot of the phone, just to see progression, right? How you come, so basically, right, how do you interact? Just small shot of that. And my other thing, I just recently was talking with the person who is on HR of the same process, on the project management from HR as HR, and people talk about the same collaboration is a problem. So to highlight that you offer tool, and it's technical tool, but you do not forget that it's big human element. So just having a lot of awesome apps will not force people to use them. I mean, maybe I feel that I'm a cool specialist. Why I want to mark that I didn't understand this, and this, to kind of like think how to go over that.
Of how to get people actually to use it.
How to be people honest and at the same time not to downgrade themselves. Again, it's, and what you said about European, I'm from Russia, right? So it might be, Germans against Americans. I'm American, came abroad. I feel that I'm super cool, right? And that's why I don't want to step over my ego. But if I'm German engineer who got be part of international team, I'm really encouraged to show that I can work and I want to be part of it.
Okay, so there's a couple more comments. Peter.
And just follow on from Bill, in terms of your story, you really have to tie that into the product that you built. And I think there's a huge opportunity to talk about how collaboration does make a difference, and how either you were able to, because that was 40 years ago or 20 years ago, right? So how did that change over the time, and how you've improved that? And then the numbers that you put up there, it was way over my head. I had no idea what they meant without you walking through it. Was that the cost to me as the customer, or was that cost to you as providing the service? If you wanted to make a point, either you have to spend a lot more time on that slide, or just tell me what you wanted me to hear.
And which phase we were on. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Let me know what
Eric,
phases.
and then I think we will wrap it up.
Yeah, two more quick comments. Yep, know your audience. You're not asking for money, so don't show the numbers. Like there was no reason to even show that, to be honest. But I think if you look up the hero's journey, there's all kinds of stuff online about that. And I think your pitch is it'd be pertinent to following that structure, where you have a bit more, just a guided structure.
So the hero's journey, what he's saying is start with your positioning, go to your low point, which is your trip to Germany, go to your turning point of why things changed, and come back to your high point of how you've changed it.
Love it. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Joe. I didn't give Joe, was there anything like with Brian's judicial hearings here, is there anything that you wanted to rebut from what you've heard?
Oh, we're gonna start that?
That's the second
You have
hour.
1 minute to rebut what was told to you.
Brian's all smiles.
No, I have no rebuttals. I asked you guys for feedback, and that's what you gave me, and I appreciate that very much.
Okay, great. I just want to give you that
One
opportunity.
other question. Where does Joe live? Where is he?
Where are you?
Lakewood, Colorado.
Oh, just down the road. Awesome. Well, thank you. So to wrap up today, who has a win? Whose phone's vibrating? Who has a win? Who has a resource they need to share or wants to share, and who needs help? Who has a win?
Oh, yeah.
Who has a resource to share?
Or who needs help? I have. Are you?
She does have one, but she's collecting
It's
herself.
just, it's small win. It's just my opportunity to share kind of my journey, because right now I'm taking, I'm in my second degree, and right now it's Front Range. They do have conference where I'll be talking about that women who not just out of high school should go and pursue new career if they want. So kind of like encourage more women to be career switchers if they're in that situation. And since technology changed so much, market changed so much, I feel that it's a lot of people who
should go
can change.
get another degree. Go or get a degree.
Just
Yes.
guys,
No
no
matter
matter
how
have
old they are.
college fun again. Yes.
Eric.
I got a win. So I pitched, 4 weeks ago in February here, early on with our company. Doubled the team since then, 2 to 4. So it's not a whole lot, but hey, we're growing. And one of the most interesting things is in the audience, he's almost always here, but James was here and he said, hey, I love what you're doing. I'm trying to sell my house. I think you could help. And I said, hey, man, we're early. I have nothing to offer you, but we ended up following up and we're going to use him as a test case. And I'm going to present again on the 13th of what we're going to do with, with him.
Nice. Yeah.
Big million cups win. Thank you.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure. I get distracted by noises, so I was, yeah. Anyway, Jenny Morse, my company is Appendants, for those of you who don't know me. I'm here every Wednesday, so the people who do know me are like, please talk faster. But my company provides business writing training at companies all over the country. I have 40 clients, and last week I won a really big award. So my Better Business Pro 6-week online course that trains people in how to become better business writers won the Excellence in Communication Consulting Award from the Association of Business Communication. So that's like big. I get to put like the award on my website.
It is a big deal.
Yet another trophy for on your wall. So.
It's the only one in that genre. Like some swimming awards.
Or they say like, they say it's
That, I
like
think that's
Oscar in the movies, like, it's like
An excellent resource to share is that Sue has pirate radio for anybody who needs a 5 to 7 minute slot to talk about their business, right? We should share that one. Anybody else have a win, a resource that we need to know about, or anybody who needs help?
So I'm Heather Mew. Actually, we're just going to these when they were at Galvanize. I don't know if you remember that. So this is great. I'm happy that it's all starting again. I started with a company called Spot On, and we help small businesses. And so we probably can help all of you. We have innovative POS, so point of sale systems. But we do, built within all of that, we do online review, management and reputation. So we help get your reputation up. We have digital marketing built into all of that, data analytics, and honestly, at a fraction of the cost for what you're maybe paying for emergent services, we provide all these other things and a local person, me, to help you. So we are a resource. It's called Spot On. And yeah, please reach out if you have any questions.
I forgot to thank you. By the way. I forgot to mention at the beginning, because I'm up here and I forget to switch gears, but for my events coming up, my course Double Your Profits in 30 Days is starting April 19th. So if you know of any women who have their own coaching or alternative wellness business who are struggling to pay themselves, please connect with me. So that'll be my request for help. Help me find them. Anybody else? All right, well, 3 minutes left to go and you can be off with your Wednesday. Happy hump day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you next week, everybody.
I did.
Safe, y'all.
Yeah.
So, one of the things